All right, welcome back to It Came from Kiston. Here we are again. This is session 7. Why don't we go ahead and introduce our 5 descendants? We can start over here with Green.
Hi, I'm Green. I play a rogue and I talk a lot and sometimes make people laugh and get ambushed. I get ambushed a lot. That is a half dryad and rogue 12.
Kelsey, I'm playing Pluto. He's basically a giant polar bear that just deals huge cans of whoop ass. He's a barbarian, path of the wild soul. He's gonna do some crazy stuff.
My character is Prince Thimble Peep Peep, Prince of the Quiche clan.
Hey, name's Lorna. I am a half-orc bard of valor, storyteller, kick-ass lady.
My name is Liana. I will be playing Eldrina, who is a warlock damper.
So these 5 wonderful adventurers are indeed the descendants over many, many generations from our fun other set of characters. And we are trapped, but at the end of last session, here in the forest of Kiston, we saw in the distance a massive, hulking figure making its way through the jungles towards us. Thimble, you were on watch at the time. You had just woken everyone up, disturbing their rest, as you guys all rise and go out to the front of the cavern in which we are all in. We are in a cave in the side of the mountain here. As you guys all go to the edge of the cave and you look out onto the woods, you can see shaking the ground around you, this massive Goliath of a Warforged is slowly skulking towards the group. It's not very fast, but its presence is well known. What is your first reaction?
Fork, yeah. I mean, I would go up to Fork and look at him and say, Did you cause this?
No doubt. If there were others like me who saw you in this cave, they must have gotten back to the network and told the others about what happened. If they are sending a Titan your way, your best bet is to submit and give in.
Are they going to kill us if we do?
The Mother Board of Directors is not known for cruel or unusual punishments. Perhaps if you turn yourself over, you may make it out of this alive.
Insight check.
Yeah, go ahead. Roll insight for me, Green.
7 on that insight check.
A 7? Yeah, Fork so far has made conflicting statements. It's hard to get a read here. Maybe he's telling the truth, maybe he's not.
I'm going to step away from him, and then I'm going to look at the rest of the party and be like, not sure I trust the guy. Not anymore.
Definitely don't. You know, we could just and not wait around to see if he was telling the truth, considering they tried to kill us last time. I'm fine with that.
Yeah, I'd have to agree with not sticking around. You know, all this discussion of you know, the future of the Warforged is all well and good, but, you know, I don't want to put our lives in danger.
You know, I don't trust them.
Last time, before you went to bed and we spoke, you mentioned there needing to be a level of trust between us. You told me your name is Murray because you trusted me, and I am telling you that if you do not submit, things may get much more difficult for you on this island.
As the Warforged Titan gets closer to you guys in the clearing, you guys can see it stop where it is. The massive strikes of the ground, halting as it sort of cranes its massive head up towards the sky and looks through the jungle brush above it. As you look up, following its gaze, you can see that just through the thickets, a shape appears to be descending into the jungle here.
We gotta go.
It is red, it is massive, and it is vaguely familiar.
Oh.
Does he have a scar?
You can tell that Presidith is not in good shape. He has on his back a large dragonborn-like creature who is actively stabbing at his back with a large scimitar. Presidith seems to be making some sort of crash landing here, and as he does so, the Titan has been stopped entirely in its path, completely unmoving.
How far away are they?
They are approximately 60 feet into the woods there from the cliff edge.
I'm gonna use panache, and I'm gonna yell at the dragonborn. Oh, why don't you pick on somebody your own size, you freak?
Roll persuasion.
He has to do an insight check against it.
Insight, yeah. He only got a 3.
All right, that means he has disadvantage for the next minute against anything but me.
What's the range on hand axes?
Why don't we go ahead and roll for initiative here? All right. So, at the top of the initiative, Green, I'll go ahead. What I'll do, since you just did that panache, I'm going to give Presidith a turn. He got second, so I'm going to just go ahead and roll over to him now.
Cool.
So Presidith is going to reach back with his massive claws, and he's going to start tearing at this strange-looking dragonborn on his back. And actually, I can call them Draco Orcs. I forgot that our friend with the gun at the Kiston Institute did tell us that Draco Orcs were a thing. So he's going to be clawing at what you believe is one of these Draco Orcs. He gets 2 attacks. Great. He's going to miss. He got 2 misses. The Draco Orc must be right in the center of his back, right where his hands can't reach. Eldrina, it is your turn. You are currently 20 feet up on the side of the cliff there, and about 60 feet from Presidith.
Can I use Eldrick's Blast without damaging him?
Yeah, you can target the Draco Orc. You're a master of might
great.
and magic. I think you got the aim for that.
26 to hit.
A 26 is a hit. You can go ahead and roll Eldritch Blast damage.
That's a 24.
24 damage on the Draco Orc. Thimble, do you know what you want to do?
What I'm going to do is I'm going to jump off the cliff.
Do you have something like slow fall or something that'll let you jump 20 feet down?
Yeah.
Great.
I have slow fall. And I'm going to
All right.
get within 30 feet.
You've gotten closer to the Draco Orc and Presidith there.
So I'm going to take out my sword. And I'm going to throw it at this Draco Orc.
Okay. What kind of sword is it?
It's a dancing sword. So once I throw it,
All right.
it's going to start just slashing at him.
That's right.
26 to hit.
A 26 is a hit. Go ahead and roll dancing sword damage.
So that is 18.
All right. It is Lorna's turn.
All right. I'm going to go ahead and use Vicious Mockery on the Draco Orc.
Excellent. I'm going to go ahead and make a wisdom saving throw. And that is 11.
Great. So it's going to be 3d4, and he's going to have disadvantage on his next attack.
Nice.
That's going to be 10 damage.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, I'm going to do a little bardic inspiration here, and I'm going to inspire my friend Pluto.
Perfect. Pluto, you're up to bat. You've got the inspiration.
Yes, let's go. Can I climb down and
Sure. I'll put you down there next to Thimble.
can I get within 20 feet?
Your speed is 40, right?
Yes.
So 20 down, and then another 20, so another 4 towards him. That'll put you about 10 feet from Presidith.
Throw a hand axe.
Hey, you're within hand axe reach, so you can go ahead and toss one over.
It's an 18 to hit.
Lorna, are you Bard of Valor by chance?
I am, so you can use your inspiration on damage roll.
Oh, can I? So that's 17 damage.
Excellent.
And I added the bardic inspiration. I get a second
The 17
attack.
total?
Yeah,
Do you have a second hand axe you can throw?
I do.
All right, let's throw the second hand axe. Let's see if it hits.
It's another 18.
That is more than enough. He only had 2 left. So with another hand axe thrown through the air, Presidith is trying so hard to reach this guy, and this hand axe just flies right over Presidith's shoulder and stabs the guy square in the jaw, right under the jaw, into the head there. And he's just going to lump over dead off Presidith's back and into the woods there. And at that point, you notice, Pluto, that Presidith is looking worse for wear. There's no way that this one Draco Orc did so much damage to Presidith. He's got various open wounds and scratches and scars up and down his long neck and his back. There's a couple of holes poked in his wings. Nothing that would impede his flight, but still very visible. Oh, I'm so glad you guys are still here.
Yeah, we look how you feel. Or at least some of us do.
Yeah, and I bet you feel how I look, too.
Oh, by the way, do you see that behind you?
He's gonna turn around into the woods. Is it one of those big jungle spiders?
Oh.
Jean looks like a robot, very big, like your size.
Oh, I know about them. Yeah, you should stay away from them.
Coming for us, so we kind of need to escape.
Green, up on the cliffside, next to you there. Fork says,
It seems like your friends are planning to get away with the dragon. You should know that if you go with the dragon, you'll be getting to the Crystal City the hard way. You'll be traversing the wilds, the jungles, the dragon-filled skies, or if you submit to the network, like we said, you'll have access to our tunnels. They lead right to the caves, where the crystals are, where we gather them.
What does everybody else think? Because I don't want to be the only one to make this decision.
We could try talking to the big guy.
Is he willing to talk to us, or is it one of those we're screwed unless we go with it kind of things?
Don't trust me at all.
The Titans are a very old model of Warforged. You could call them Warforged Ancients, if you will. I do not believe they are capable of direct communication. They report directly to the Mother Board of Directors.
you gotta make sure you be extra careful. I was told never to trust them. They're super sneaky, and all they want is to take everything from us dragons. So
Can we hear Presidith?
if you... Yeah, he's down there talking to Pluto. So if there's one here, you make sure you stay away. You don't want to go with them, Pluto.
Yeah, I didn't want to go with them anyways. We need to get the crew and we need to get out of here. I'm sure our Eldrina friend can heal you up, but we need to get out. Let's go tell the others real quick because there's one right behind us. We need to go. Like now.
Here, get on my back.
It might be easier for you to just grab me in your claw.
What? You don't look like you weigh that much.
Don't do this to me again, James. just
It's such a gentleman.
it's okay. I'm doing you a favor, my friend.
Okay. I believe, Thimble, you're down there as well if you want to come up with Pluto and Presidith, right?
For sure.
When you show up, Presidith will say, "Oh, hey, your baby Hop's baby. We gotta make sure we get out of here."
I couldn't agree more.
Come on, baby Hop.
Tuning Fork has other ideas.
Your friends are... It looks like they're ready to take off already. I warn you, if you go with him, you will be very visible. Your entire quest to the caves. You will have to face all of the creatures that lurk in Kiston's jungles. Creatures that we built the caves very specifically to avoid.
Seems like I'm outvoted, though, so... Here's what I'm going to do for you, Fork. I'm going to pull out my sword, and I'm going to cut one of his arms free.
Okay.
And if he tries
okay.
to lunge at me, I'm going to retreat. Look, I'm not saying that this is even the right decision, but I got to go with them. So if I see you again, hopefully remember this. And I'm going to give him a salute and rush off to Presidith.
I'm not going to
Great,
mount
so-
Presidith yet. I'm going to open up a brain connection with everyone. Are we going to be leaving our friend free then?
Yes.
I will say I am a bit weary of that, seeing as he knows a lot of information. I'm torn.
He knows the same as the other Warforged that got away. He knows there's 5 of us, and he knows my name. And honestly, the fact that all 4 of you know my name is a little more disturbing to me than the fact that he knows my name. But that being said, I promised
The
them that
dragon,
nothing
he could-
would harm them.
Lorna, I don't know if you have the capacity. Perhaps maybe we can tweak something. I feel like it's...
Unfortunately, without a longer rest, I'm not able to affect any memories.
Well, what do we do?
We leave.
Leave them.
All right.
Ask him
All
nicely.
right. So at that point, Presidith will float up right next to the cliffside there, hover slightly above ground here, as if he is waiting for you guys to hop on, Lorna, Eldrina.
So I'm going to dig into my bag, and I'm going to retrieve one of those gems. And I'm going to walk over, and I'm going to hand it to him.
To Fork?
Yes.
Okay, great.
What is this for?
These crystals seem to be important to you, so I thought I'd give you one, in case you may need it.
Thank you. I will take this symbol of forgiveness back with me to the network.
I wish you very well, Folk, and hope you stay safe. And then I'll reach down, and I will take off the other bindings, and then walk away.
All right, Lorna, you want to hop on Presidith too?
I will.
Did he just say
So with
freedom?
that-
Or, excuse me, forgiveness? Shouldn't we be the ones who are gonna forgive them for hurting us? Like,
So you guys will flee from the Titan and leave Fork behind, presumably to be recollected by his people. And I will take you guys into the skies above the island. Flying
Congratulations,
team over
guys.
here.
We're back up in the air for us to fall again.
But this time,
Uh,
I can't be paralyzed or restrained.
Lorna, just
Yeah.
stay close to me.
This
I will-
time we have a dragon. Oh wait.
I'm gonna be crying on the back of this dragon. This is the best day of my life. Like, beautiful, like, my eyes are just glistening with tears.
Are you gonna do the whole
There you
Titanic
go.
thing?
Look at you.
I'm just not gonna say anything. I'm just gonna stay quiet and just, like, cling on to him. It's just the best day of my life. And I'll have my little dragon with me.
Lorna's trying not to vomit everywhere.
So as you guys fly through the skies there, you guys can see in the distance, not even the far distance, maybe a few hundred feet away, there are already other dragons in the air nearby.
That purple dragon is amazing.
Really cool.
There you go. So the skies above Kiston are full of dragons. So those are just 2 of probably a dozen that you can see as you break the tree line. However, you can see that these dragons aren't just going about their business on the island. As soon as Presidith breaks the tree line and you take off into the air, the dragons look off and over at Presidith, and you can see their trajectories all start to sort of swerve and curve around and towards him. And Presidith leans back as he's flapping his wings and looks over his shoulder. He says, "Oh no, Yato, He's been telling everyone. The skies aren't safe anymore. And as he starts to dive down and back into the woods to try to get away from the dragons that are chasing you. You guys break the tree line and you go back into the forests. And I need everybody to make a stealth check as these other dragons will start to try to chase us down into the jungle.
16?
10.
Yep. 10, 16.
Eldrina got 22.
Lorna, 12.
Thank you. You're going to actually fail that group stealth check, unfortunately. So as you guys get back and into the woods, one of the dragons, not both, but we'll just say one of them, does actually break the tree line, and he's coming straight for you guys. He's a massive green, scaly beast, and he is very, very quickly descending on you guys. So since we have the initiative list still here, I'm just going to roll with it. Up first in the initiative is going to be Green. So Green, you're on the back of Presidith, and you are approximately... Let's see, where is he at? There he is. Looks like we're approximately 30 feet from the oncoming green dragon. What do you want to do?
Right.
Green versus green.
Can I drop off of the back of Presidith, and I'm gonna go ahead and go into stealth. Yeah. The idea is I want to get out of sight so I can circle around the dragon. I'm not leaving the green.
So obviously you'll have to get off, and then you'll have to find a spot to hide in.
Mm-hmm. I'm gonna hide in the green jungle, the green foliage, with my green hair.
All right. Anything else?
And then what I'm gonna do is the dragon's facing Presidith. I want to
Yep.
sort of skirt around the outskirts of kind of get on the dragon's side.
All right, so 5,
That
10,
way, yep,
15,
perfect.
20, 25, 30. We'll put you right there.
Yep, perfect. And then
Alongside this cliff. Yep.
I want to hold my attack. I'm gonna use my pistol, but I want to hold my attack for if he engages Presidith and looks like he's gonna do damage.
All right. So with that, Green's turn is over. It is Presidith's turn. Presidith is once again sort of going to crash land, hit the brush, and then he'll rear back, and he'll turn around 180 degrees in place, and he is going to try to let out a massive breath of fire at this green guy. Unfortunately, he's had far too many battles today. So basically, you guys can feel him start to get a little warm in the neck and the belly, in the abdomen area. And then he rears back his head nice and regally, and then you just kind of hear... and he says, "Sorry, guys. I wasn't ready for this." And Eldrina, it's your turn. You are on the back of Presidith.
Yes. So I am... I don't know. This is gonna do well. Presidith, how injured are you?
I'm not doing very good. The Draco orcs, they've been attacking me for the last couple hours, but now it looks like even the other dragons are against me.
I'm so sorry, darling. Perhaps maybe... And I reach into my bag, and I retrieve 2 potions of greater healing.
Great. I'll go ahead and I'll roll those for Presidith. Anything else?
As a bonus action, I'm gonna mist.
Alright, so we'll disappear you. You are now just a foggy cloud of energy.
And then
Thank
as
you.
a free action, I'm going to say, I have 3 more in my bag. There's everything you need in my bag. If something were to happen to me, everything you'll ever need is in my bag.
Great. He got 18 HP for that, by the way. Thimble, it is your turn. Eldrina's disappeared.
grounded.
Green has run off. Presidith is on the ground. Lorna is still here, and Pluto is still here.
Guys, hope you're doing okay. I'm gonna jump off of the dragon. I'm gonna try flanking, so the other side of where Green is. Not
put you
so
down
close to
a little
the
bit there.
dragon. And
What are you,
I'll
scared?
throw a couple, yeah, maybe a little bit. I'll throw a couple shurikens at him.
Okay.
So that's 24 to hit.
That is a hit.
Great. 10.
Thank you. That will do, indeed, a nice 10 damage. And you'll see he's basically brushing that off, and he is still laser focused on tackling Presidith. All right, Lorna, it's your turn.
Alright, this is what we call Hail Mary time. I'm going to cast Major Image at 6th level. And I'm going to conjure the image of the Draco boss.
The Draco boss.
That we heard earlier. We heard his voice. I want the booming, rumbling voice to say, "Leave him for me. I'll deal with him."
I'll grab a very large dragon, since we don't really know quite what he looks like yet. But we'll say, you guys who are on the back of Presidith may or may not realize that this is Lorna's magic, but you will see in the skies above you.
Oh my god.
Leave him for me.
Yes.
As this massive creature comes hauling down. This creature is 4 or 5 times the size of Presidith.
He's just cussing in the undergrowth.
I'm opening up a voice channel and I'm just shouting, "Oh god, I don't think we're gonna be able to fight that!"
It's mine. It's mine. Let's get out of here.
Oh, good.
That it is the dragon's turn. He's going to turn and he's going to do a quick investigation check on this massive beast who has just swarmed into the woods. I got a grand total of... Well, I'll switch over to the battle cam real quickly just so I can show you guys that I got a grand total of... Does it zoom in any further?
Is that a
than
natural one?
That is a natural one. That is a natural one on the check.
Oof.
Oh my god.
So I am actually going to go ahead and take the grid away as the green dragon, tail between its legs, flies off.
I can't believe that worked. And because I cast this at 6th level, it lasts until I dispel it and doesn't require my concentration.
So it'll just kind of idly sit here. Alright, great.
Isn't it awesome having a spellcaster? This is why people love spellcasters.
So, with the watchful eyes of the dragon image looming over everyone, you guys can regroup with Presidith, catch your breath again. Eldrina, do you want to come out of mist form?
Yes, I will, but I'm gonna go over towards the major image and inspect it very closely.
Sure, you can make an investigation check against my spell save DC.
Bro, that is a natural one.
That is
This is the most real dragon ever conjured.
Oh my god, I'm just gonna be shouting and trying to touch it.
Is that thing real?
So,
Just say, it's okay. That was me.
That's you?
was you.
Why aren't you like that all the time? Holy...
I didn't know it was gonna work. It was a last-ditch effort.
I'll come on over, just completely flabbergasted, and just kind of just sit down on the ground, huffing, That is the most beautiful spell work I've ever seen in my entire existence, and I've been around for quite a bit. Good job, Lorna.
Thank you. I was thinking about the story of how we got here, and the stories of his time in servitude, and all of a sudden the dragon appeared! So, we might have ourselves an escort if there's a place that we need to get to safely. Unless people have other ideas. This dragon friend is going to last as long as I want him to. I'm trying to think of what will be the most useful thing. We don't want to run the risk of him running into his actual doppelganger, and
We could
that would go very
to
badly.
kind of, because I know some people still need, and I look at green, rest up. So
I just kind of want to go maybe 4 hours or so, more than that, without one of us being thrown out of the sky or chased out of the sky or stabbed in the back or thrown off a cliff. Anything would be better than that.
Yes, I don't think it'd be fun to fall off a cliff.
Yeah, I can't imagine it would be.
Well, we gotta keep moving anyway.
Okay.
Originally, I thought we were just gonna fly right to the caves, but I don't think that's gonna be possible anymore.
What was that?
Didn't you say before you worked for Yato?
Well, I do, or I did. After I went down to Lamort, I guess somebody must have told him that you guys were coming to the island. And then he came back to me. He asked a few questions. I am not the best liar. And then I had to run.
Who would have told him? Only the people that brought us here knew. So do they have a mole?
Or maybe, where's Bosworth been? That's the guy I've been wondering about for a while. He left us in the middle of a downed airplane and went off, and we haven't seen him. And suddenly, the entire island knows that you're with us.
Yatil's got a lot of friends in high places. I don't know who could have told him, but it could have been anyone.
Yeah.
But we gotta stay low. We definitely can't take to the skies. And we definitely gotta be on high alert when moving through the jungles, because these Draco orcs, they're assassins. They ambush in the night.
Would you like to walk then?
We're gonna have to, I guess.
This big guy's gonna have to go because he's pretty conspicuous.
So, much as I like him.
Yeah. All right. I'll go ahead and dispel Mega Illusion Yatil.
Standing move though. Incredible
That was
work.
awesome. So I'm going to ask Presidith. Presidith, we need a place that we can hold up for a little bit. Obviously, that cliff on the side of the mountain, or that cave on the side of the mountain wasn't good, but is there anything around here and anywhere on this island that might be safe from prying eyes?
Well, there's a lot of canyons that you could go into, because they sort of open up and they go down. Anybody walking in the jungle wouldn't see you at first. But
guess
the
that-
nearest canyon is more than 5 hours away. We probably should rest up. You look like you need it just as badly as I do.
Then we can find somewhere around here to wait things out until we're able to get to the canyon.
Yeah, and if we find some place surrounded by some foliage like this, I might be able to help with keeping us a little safe as well.
I was going to ask for a group survival check, unless just one of you wants to be the scout.
My survival's awful, so...
All right, then
Fine.
why don't we make it a group check?
18 for me.
That's gonna be a 4 for me.
16. 17. But then I have a minus
And
one.
Green?
16 as well.
And 16. Okay. Presidith luckily got an 18, so that's 2 18s and 2 16s in a party of 6, which means that is a success. So what I'll do is I'll find some other jungle clearing here that we can sort of bunker down in and do a rest, trying our best to... What we'll probably also need is somebody to set up, either some sort of stealth, whether we have to sort of cover ourselves with leaves or manipulate the brush around us in such a way that we are hidden. But we definitely do need to hide ourselves, especially if everybody's out for us. So, are we looking to do a short rest or a long rest here? 8 hours
long
or
rest.
1 hour?
Nice.
I would
Long
love a
rest,
long
okay, a
rest,
full 8 hours.
man.
What time is it? Or thereabouts, is it?
Well, we got
Night.
4 hours into our rest, so I mean we're probably 5 or 6 hours from sunrise. So you could probably say it's maybe midnight. So we've got our little hidey hole here, and it's not the greatest. We're not super well hidden. We're sort of running out of energy and time here, so it's the best we could do.
Yeah.
But all things considered, let me go ahead and roll then for my overnight
Question.
encounter.
Watch list.
Question.
Yes.
If I have the pigments, so if I were to draw some sort of something on the ground, could we use that? Can you actually interact with it? Like, can we climb into it?
Yeah, if you wanted to draw a hole, you can.
Okay, maybe I will go ahead and use those pigments to draw something that we can all hunker down into.
Okay, yeah. So if you're going to draw a hole, just keep in mind that you get... you want to combine pigments?
Yes.
Yes, can we do that?
Yeah. Use mine.
Yeah, yeah. Okay, cool. So if we want to combine pigments, we can make approximately a 15-foot deep hole that all of us can fit into. Very cozy. It's going to be super cozy. There's only one extra square. But then you can use the remaining... it would be 15, so I guess it's sort of 5 by 3 or 3 by 5. So 15, 15, 15, and then some sort of cover or roof, I imagine. Maybe some sort of fake ground covering. Okay, so it's going to take 1.5 pots of pigment. So if one of you wants to give up your pot, and then one of you can just use half a
give it
pot.
up.
And by using all of your marvelous pigments, you guys will be able to disappear under the ground and then create a fake cover. And I'm not going to roll on the encounter table in that case. You are completely out of sight, out of mind. It was costly, but it's going to get us a nice, successful, long rest.
How much more night vision do we have? Is this the last
None.
day?
We are out of
None.
night vision. Yeah. We only had the one day. So if we want to use those goggles again, we're going to need some Chirolium. We're going to need to rip the glands out of a blue or bronze dragon.
Oh, of course. Everyone, feel free to give me all of your things.
I really have much trust for banks, but you seem all right.
Oh, thank you. What a wonderful compliment.
You're welcome.
So, having slept the night successfully and up and ready in the morning, we can finally make our way to that canyon, which will provide us a little more of a permanent shelter out of the way. So, let me see if we need to roll anything. Nope. Cool. Yeah, so as we head back into the jungles then, Presidith will just sort of trot along with you guys quietly. He'll say, "Did you guys have any nightmares last night?"
Did you?
Yeah, but I have a lot of nightmares.
What about?
I'm just afraid of what'll happen to me after I die. I'm afraid of getting thrown in the big hole.
Presidith.
Yeah, it's a stupid dragon thing.
Presidith, when this is over, I would love nothing more to have you come back with us. My family would be more than happy to put you up.
Oh, no, definitely not. The rest of the world. Well, you're from the outside. You know what they do to dragons. I didn't have to leave Kiston to hear all the stories about the wars.
I will assure you that my family will not let anything happen to you.
You're really sweet, Edgar.
And like you just said, we're from the outside, and we're not trying to hurt you. Not all of us are
No,
bad.
you guys are the wheel people. You guys saved my life when I was a baby. I didn't think you'd come back to end it.
Mentioning this, what do you mean? Because
Well, yeah,
never met you before now.
Well, it's not you, but something. Your ancestors. You saved my life, and that means you guys are of good blood. They say. They say there's good-blooded dragons and bad-blooded dragons, and I guess the same is true for all of you. You got good-blooded people and bad-blooded people.
Wait, did
And
we
if your
forget
ancestors were good-blooded, then you've got the good blood in you.
Do you think that because of our blood we were brought here?
Well, it seems a little weird that you'd all be back here, all at the same time.
Why did we save you last time?
Well, it wasn't you, but it was you in a way, right? It was your ancestors, your family.
And there were 5 of us?
Oh yeah. There was Hop, and there was Edgar, and there were a bunch of you back then. I don't remember a lot because I was just a little baby, but I remember the wheel, and I remember being so scared of being taken. And I remember Yatil, and I remember him chasing me.
Everyone has nightmares. It's okay. Do you think that something bad will happen when this wheel turns?
I don't know. But it looks like we're just about here. Up ahead, that big crevice in the ground. You see it? You gotta sneak up on it, because we don't know if anybody could be in there yet.
Perhaps maybe we'll fly Cragnox down. Is that go with you, Matt?
Send me or just Cragnux? Because I'm okay with either.
Either one.
Why don't you just have Cragnux give Green help so that Green can roll
Yeah,
twice
that's
at
perfect.
advantage?
Yep,
Perfect.
that's perfect.
Yeah. So Cragnux will help you out there, Green. And I'll slip
Okay.
you guys over to the edge of the canyon.
Finally. Okay, I got a 26.
That is perfect.
Oh my god. What?
So,
Look at that unit. Oh my god.
Okay, so who are we fighting now?
Green, I will pop you right at the top of the canyon looking down. And I will throw our good friend Cragnux over there as well. And yeah, so as you get to the top and you look down and into the canyon, Green, you can see... Let me see here. Passive perception is 16. Yeah. I'll let you know that it looks like the place is pretty vacant. So it looks like the coast is pretty much clear then, if you want to return back to the party.
Yeah. I wave them over. It's so clear that I'm not even worried about them approaching stealthily.
Got my trombone and start playing.
I whip out my harmonica.
Yeah.
The drums.
So you guys are all looking down into the canyon now. And he's right. I mean, this canyon descends down probably 60 to 75 feet. And it's pretty thin. It's not the Grand Canyon. This is a nice hole in the ground that's got a variety of cover and levels. There's little slots and caverns that you can sort of hide and stay out of sight. Overhangs. It looks like a solid hiding spot, I think is the phrase.
This looks like the perfect place to come up with a plan.
Agreed.
As we're walking,
Not literally throw, but...
when we drop down, can I speak with plants one more time and ask them?
Sure.
I just want to ask them if they've seen any foot traffic or seen any dragons around this area.
Sure. You reach out to one of the palms on your way down, and it whispers back to you in a very lax voice.
Oh, yeah. This place is well tread, man.
All right. Thank you for your time. Enjoy the breeze, guys.
Thank you for the conversation, man.
I got you, dog. All right. Okay, so the palm tree back up there, he just told me that this place is still pretty well tread. So we still might want to be careful at night and day and pretty much any time we're around, live pretty much at all.
Makes sense. It's a given with this island.
Yeah.
All right. If we have just a moment, may I do something to you? It's completely safe.
Okay. Sure.
So I'm going to call over Cragnux, and I'm going to whisper, show him everything about the world that we love.
All right. Is this a power of Cragnux's?
He has limited telepathy, so he can show images telepathically to any creatures when 100
That's
feet.
That's right. He doesn't have language, but he does have sort of a visual animalistic telepathy. Great. So you guys all watch up there as Cragnux sort of scurries up next to Presidith, and then like a cat just sort of rubs his head on Presidith's leg. The whole time he must be transmitting something because Presidith is staring at Cragnux with the most puzzled and interested, and then sometimes a little worried, but then even more interested as his eyes get real big. And he starts to sort of smile, and then he sort of starts to frown a little. He gets a little bit teary-eyed, and he wipes it away, and he looks down at all of you. He says,
It sure is a different world out there. You guys
It's not all bad.
You guys really love each other out there.
That's debatable.
It depends on the people that you surround yourself with. I found that the world is a better place as long as you surround yourself with good company.
he's gonna get on edge like a cat as he looks out below him. Basically, he feels something underneath of him, and as he looks down, and under him, lurking out of one of these massive sort of canyon caverns, a creature comes out of the shadows. And as it comes out, you first see a massive clawed blue hand sort of grab the side of the cave entrance before he brings his head out around, and he looks at you guys.
Oh, that doesn't look lovely.
No, it doesn't.
He's gonna first see you guys, and he's gonna snarl with massive gritted teeth. He's not even gonna notice Presidith yet above him. Presidith's gonna sort of hold his breath. He's gonna look down at you guys.
He's one of the spawns. One of those creatures that they're making in the caves. He's not quite dragon, and he's not quite beast. He's something else. They call him
Are these nice?
a god slayer.
Oh.
Can I kind of like growl like this, like very, very low growl and like push my way towards the front?
Sure. You can get right up
Just
in the
like-
God Slayer's face.
Trying to intimidate. I get like really big and tall and just.
Are they friendly? Like, could we talk to it and have it help us, or is this one of those things that we're all gonna die in a second?
Yeah, we might die in a second.
Oh, great.
Could you talk to it? Would it listen to you? It was
He doesn't
made by
see me
dragon-
yet. Okay, everybody back away from the god slayer. Slowly, but surely.
Done and done.
I back
Yeah.
away. hand
Yep,
on my
back
back.
away. I hold my hands up and back away.
And as soon as the God Slayer takes one more step towards Pluto, you guys can hear Presidith above the God Slayer as he just goes, and he tackles the God Slayer to the ground. Go ahead, everybody, and roll for initiative.
Not what I meant, per se.
Said talk to it, not tackle it.
Well, here we are.
All right, so Presidith gets the sneak attack. I'm going to go ahead and roll with advantage first for Presidith. Okay. Yeah, Presidith tears into the back of this God Slayer with his claws, basically trying to pin him to the ground. And he does a very large amount of damage, but it's not enough to take the God Slayer out. And then we'll start at the top of the initiative line here. Eldrina, it is your turn.
James. All right. So I'm going to look to my friends and I will say, drastic times call for drastic measures. And then I'm going to polymorph into a T-Rex.
All right. I'll go ahead and I will swap you out for a Tyrannosaurus Rex. Copied right out of your history books here. That is indeed a Tyrannosaurus Rex that has joined the party. So, that is an action. You still have a bonus and a move.
I love this.
I'm going to let out the loudest growl I can muster. And I'm going to walk straight up and separate my friends.
So, we'll move on. Pluto, it is your turn. You were previously the biggest, baddest beast around. I think you're getting shown up by the T-Rex. What do you want to do?
I'd like to, as my bonus action, rage.
Good choice. Because he's pinned right now, you guys do have advantage on your attacks.
And then I'm gonna swing twice with my great axe. First one's an 18, and a nat 20 on the second one. I also have a brutal critical, 28.
Excellent. So 28 damage on the God Slayer. We'll move on to Thimble. Thimble, what would you like to do on your turn?
I'm gonna go. Can I walk around him to the entrance of that cave and just peek in?
And as you look into the cavern, you can see that indeed there are two more creatures. There is one creature that looks like a giant blue dragon rhino, and one creature which is a little tiny baby dragon blue rhino.
Good.
They are inside that cave, ready to come out.
Great. I'm gonna say out loud, just so everyone's aware, there are 2 rhinoceri inside this cave. I don't know if they're gonna attack us, but I wanted everyone to know. And then I'm gonna...
Anything else?
I'm gonna punch this Godslayer. Gonna use key points to do Flurry Rush.
Extra blows. Yep. So you can go ahead and do damage for all 4 of those martial arts.
33.
All right, 33. That's bludgeoning. It is going to be the 2 rhinos inside's turn. The first rhino, the big one, he's actually going to charge right out there. So he's going to do a quick gore. That's a hit. I'm going to do damage to Presidith. That is going to be it for the big one. The little one, oh boy, you're going to love the little one. He's actually going to burrow out the side of the cave. And using his lightning breath basically as a way of creating a small tunnel just big enough for himself, he's going to emerge on the other side here, having burrowed through the walls. And then Thimble, you're going to be right there. So you're going to be the target of his lightning burst.
So I'm gonna go ahead and use my inspiration because that's a natural 1. 26.
That's a success.
Evasion.
Oh, you have evasion. Then you will take no such damage on a successful dex save. So the lightning sparks out of him, and it starts stabbing at your feet and all around you, and you just kind of hot-foot it, and nothing touches you.
Nice.
And that's going to be it for the rhinos, so we're going to move on. Lorna, it is your turn.
Alright, let's have a little fun here. I'm going to cast Enlarge on Presidith.
So I'm going to take our already large dragon off, and I'll replace him with an even larger one.
Dear Lord.
You're like god of the massive
We
dragon.
came ready to party today, you guys. I'm really proud of us.
This is what happens when we get a full night of sleep.
Mm-hmm.
We are
Good
ready
night,
to
rest.
go.
Anything else, Lorna?
Yeah, I'm going to also give Presidith a little inspiration. Because why not?
So, just to remind me, when he's enlarged, he gets an extra, what, D4 to his attack?
D4
I know
to
it's not
all
a
of his
ton. There we go. Presidith does 37 damage that time, thanks to the extra D4s. Well, why don't I add that D10 damage? D10, so it'll become 42. So he's not looking great after that 42. It is Green's turn. So this is a little out
This
of your
is
league here.
horrifying to me. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna turn around and the cliffside that's behind me, and then I'm gonna whip out the pistol, and I'm gonna make an attack against the giant rhinoceros. That is a 17.
17 is a hit.
All right, I'm gonna do sneak attack damage as well. 33 damage. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna use my cunning action to hide. So I want to just kind of throw myself back against the cliff and drop down.
There is some underhang here that we can basically shove you in to hide right there.
Cool.
Finally, at the end of the round, it is the Godslayer's turn. So he is going to make an opposing strength check. Presidith has the advantage thanks to the enlarge. Ooh, okay, so Presidith got a grand total of 25. So now I'm going to do the check without advantage for the Godslayer. The Godslayer got a 28. The Godslayer, unfortunately, is going to break out of the grapple here. He's going to make 3 attacks with this massive sword that you guys can see in his hand. I'm going to choose to do awesome blows. So I'm actually going to make these attacks against the T-Rex at disadvantage. But he's going to have something he gets if they still hit, even when he does the disadvantage.
They all hit.
Okay. Then let me go ahead and do awesome blow damage. I'm going to use a dice roller again for this. All right, Aldrina, I am going to need you to take a grand total of 135 damage from all 3 of those.
Oh my god.
You guys, I literally have 136 hit points.
Good
Wait.
job.
Do you really?
Yeah.
Rex power, let's go!
That is going to be the end of the Godslayer's turn. He's going to do 135 damage to the T-Rex, and it's not even going to kill it. Eldrina, it is your turn.
Oh, I'm gonna let out a mighty roar, and we're gonna do a multi-attack on this.
If you want to go ahead and roll damage on the Godslayer.
First one's 43.
And the other one, the tail, I think it was?
26.
You know, funny enough, with that, the Godslayer is going to go down. Well done, Mrs.
for
T-Rex.
Just decimated.
That's OP. Please nerf.
I'm gonna let out the mightiest roar.
And
I am wiping my hands of this mess.
Pluto's turn after Eldrina. You're up.
The big rhino ramming Presidith in the butt. Yeah, I'm gonna run up to him.
All right. You're locked in combat with the rhino.
I'm gonna swing twice with my great axe.
24 damage total from both of them.
And I again, in response to the giant roar of the T-Rex, I let out a nice bear growl or roar.
I think that's it. So we're going to move on to Thimble.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's Big Bear versus Big Rhino and Lil Mouse versus Lil Rhino. I'm gonna sunbeam this guy in the face.
All right.
And I'm gonna do Flurry of Blows too.
All right. So you get 2 more.
14, 29.
Thank you very much. Anything else?
I let out a squeak, a mighty squeak.
So it is the Rhino's turns. The big rhino, face to face with Pluto, is going to go ahead and let out a lightning arc, it says here. So from the nose, basically from using the nose as a lightning rod, you can see it surge up the horn and then shoot straight at you there, Pluto. So I am going to need you to make a dexterity save this time.
Let's just say I don't make it.
Pluto,
Nice.
you're going to go ahead and take a grand total of 31 damage from the lightning bolt. And that is going to be it for them. So we're going to move on to Lorna.
Yeah, let's do some hand-to-hand combat for the first time. I'm gonna pull out my warhammer, and I'm gonna run up to the little guy. There with Thimble. I don't know if there's a way I can
Yeah, we'll move
maneuver into
over there.
melee there. It's a little tight area with that big
You can
dragon.
squeeze through Thimble. That's not a problem.
I'm gonna take a couple swings with my warhammer. 11 damage with the warhammer.
All right, and that is going to kill the little guy. It's just a nice, solid, rodent-like squeak as you just squash him into the ground. All right, we're going to move on to Presidith, who is still massive, and he's going to look back at the rhino that is still behind him. And this time, he is going to let out his breath weapon because he has not used it today. So I'm going to go ahead and do 18d6 damage.
Jeez.
And with an astonishing 73 damage, Presidith just lets out that massive roar, and the thing is toast. And that is going to finally take us out of our little canyon skirmish. So, as you guys can finally catch your breath, it appears that there are no more threats coming from the cavern. And once again, the quietness of the surrounding jungles overtakes
Drop
you.
the enlarge.
We'll put normal size beside it.
Bring him back down to regular size.
You just got a thing for giant dragons today, huh?
I guess so.
While you guys get
I'm just
comfy,
wondering if-
I'm gonna go to see if there's any more of these spawns around. I just want to make sure I do a quick
Alright.
perimeter check.
Do you want me to come with you?
Are you fast?
No, but I can swing an axe.
Okay, that's good enough for me.
Okay. I go with Presidith.
Throw you on Presidith there.
I would say to him, I know what it's like to be betrayed by your own kin. I know what it's like to be hunted and rejected and you think you can't leave, you can't survive without them, without your kin, and I would be lying if I said it isn't hard. But I have found more value of life, at least my own, in these past few days here with these people than I have in a long time. And I say this to you because in the end, you might be afraid of what's out there, and you have every right to be. But if your unhappiness, if your life is constantly being threatened here, you can remake yourself, or at least find another thing to live for. It's not necessary. It won't necessarily be the end. It's just another beginning. And
You really mean
If-
that? I could tell. The look in your eyes. I'm sorry for what you had to go through. But, you know, maybe you're right. I'm just scared. This island, it does things to you. It absorbs you, makes you one with it. I feel like if I leave the island, there's going to be a big part of me that I'm never going to see again. And I guess I'm just not ready to let go of that part.
you don't have to. You can stay, you can go. It's up to you. But don't let your fear of the unknown make you stay. It's a lot of things, but it's normally, and at least I found, worth it. You have a difficult decision, and I'm a bit jealous, I must say, because I did not get to decide, in my case, whether I got to stay or go. And I don't know if I've become a better warrior by going, but I know I've become a better me.
Can I ask who you left? Who you removed yourself from and found a better you away from?
I didn't, well, I was tricked, you see, by my own people, my own guard.
I know that
They
feeling.
banished me. They banished me and kicked me off my land and into an unknown place, and I even went back, you know. Like you said, you know, that those places, they become your home, and they become so much a part of you that you'd never want to leave them. But when I went back, all my people, my tribe, who I fought for decades for, turned their backs to me, called me a coward, said I was no longer one of them. And so I was left to wander, and I happened upon some very nice fae creatures. They taught me some new things, and those new things have come in handy. And I won't deny it wasn't an easy transition. I found a new love of alcohol along the way. But like I said, it's not like you're leaving it. You're just You're opening yourself up to something new.
Thanks, little Alexi. That does make me feel a little bit better. Well, let's just see if we survive all this first.
Oh, hell
I
yeah.
guess if I die here, we don't really have to worry about it, do we?
No.
Also, I get making the dragon big. I get being an angry bear, but how did you do that, Eldrina? Because that is something that I haven't seen.
Well, I learned about it. I studied with several different people back where I lived, and they taught me how to do it. So, honestly, I've actually never done it for real. Well, I've done it at parties, but I've never actually done it and have done damage. So, it was a bit scary at first. I was all, growl, but I feel like it's quite useful.
Definitely.
Yeah.
I'm not typically an aggressive person, but it's a very fun party trick. You're with a bunch of people trying to impress them, trying to schmooze for some extra money for the university, and it works really well. People are very willing once you turn into a T-Rex to give you lots of money.
Your parties.
Yeah. You ever think of being an enforcer?
Let's head back. It looks like there's nobody else around, so I think we're safe for a little while.
Glad one of us was watching, because I was busy talking.
You gave me a lot of time to watch. So you guys have all returned back now, so you're all here.
I can tell you all are very powerful. I mean, just yesterday and today, the amount of tricks that I've seen you all pull is incredible.
I mean,
It's definitely amazing.
I mean, I've been trying to rewrite my story for so long that sometimes I can make it happen.
Really?
I mean,
What does that even mean?
there's all sorts of things, like making that giant dragon appear, bringing somebody back from the brink, with a little healing, bring those gems to life, or changing somebody's history with the memory. I don't know. I've had to take control of my own destiny.
How did you learn how to do all of this, Lorna?
Well, I'm not entirely sure, but I've had to take care of myself. Haven't really found much of community. Had to create my own. I've taken in a lot of stories from many different people, and I don't know, there's just something about the right story that has power and the way that you tell it.
You're always writing in your book.
I know.
Do you want to do anything with those stories?
Yeah, it sounds silly, but
No.
Prior to coming here and hearing about my ancestor, I wanted to create my own hero's story. I wanted to create this great backstory of where I came from and the parents that I had that I never got to have, and get to play the hero. And it seems like it's happening more in the past couple days than I could have imagined.
You're on your way.
You are a hero, Lorna. As are all of you.
Here's to that.
What up, people?
Welcome back.
Hello.
Yeah, did you
Hey.
find
How'd you
anything?
go?
Oh, we look to be pretty good for a little bit, but I wouldn't linger too long.
Yeah, we did make a lot of noise, so I can't imagine other things won't come looking.
Yeah, I think Thimble's little roar really put us over the edge there.
Tame myself.
It's that peep peep voice.
They can just smell the royalty in it.
We stay as long as it takes to make a plan of action.
I agree with that.
My ground.
That wonderful performance.
Performance?
Whose?
You know, that thing. That was amazing.
Oh,
Oh yeah, absolutely. I'm writing that one down. By the way, that's
You know,
that's what I'm saving for later.
I don't know if you are a drinker, but I am. And here, and I toss my flask over to you, Elle.
Oh, you know, I've never actually indulged in alcohol before.
Take yourself a champion swing.
All right, I will try. I'm gonna open it and like smell it.
All right.
Does
Yeah.
it-
Pluto, can you give me a roll on the drink table so we can determine what it is?
Okay. Oh wow. You got the best drink in there, Colin Thamber.
Colanthamber. Ooh, a delicious delicacy. They took I think they say it's the best of the West mixed with the yeast of the East.
Yes. Yes, the best.
Ew. Yeast.
This is what
I'm gonna just drink.
Yeah, it's not very strong, but taste-wise, it's a 9 out of 10.
Oh, fantastic! So after that first drink, I am going to like my whole face is gonna light up. Oh, this is absolutely delightful. Thank you. To be honest, I'm a bit sad about becoming that in front of all of you. It makes me very sad to kill.
It makes you sad to defend your friends and family?
No, it's... Do you know when you were talking about dreams?
Mm-hmm.
I have dreams that tempt me to become something that I'm afraid of becoming. You see, the god that I worship is very tempting. There's an exchange for what I can do, and it's those dreams that I have every night, tempting me to become the worst kind of monster. So, being that T-Rex in that moment, feeling all of the adrenaline and the anger, I'm afraid it scarred my soul a bit.
If it makes you feel any better, little Edgar, I got a lot of callings over the years too. My the god, my god, she's pretty persuasive too, and I feel that same pull. Me like the other dragons to fight for Tiamat. But you know, I've always held off because of all the horror stories of what happened to all the other dragons when they joined Tiamat's army. A lot of them are dead now. So I think in general it's a bad idea to listen to your god. If that helps.
I wholeheartedly agree. And just remember
Thank
that,
you.
you know, if you turn evil, we'll all be here to
You're evil.
talk to you. And what is...
No, Green. No. If I turn evil, you'll kill me.
Okay,
That's what
yeah.
I ask.
I'm glad that you said that because I really didn't want to say it and I was thinking it and I'm sure we all were, but yeah.
But that won't happen.
Yeah, but it won't happen. But if it does, we'll stab you a lot. At least I will. Or I'll try to, if you don't T-Rex me. Please don't
wow.
T-Rex me.
This is not going too well.
Yeah.
No, it's all right. I'd rather be transparent with you all, so that you know.
Okay.
Amazing.
I think a window has opened up. Can you hear me clearly?
Oh Jesus.
Hello?
Yes,
do you
yes,
want?
we're here.
Great. I don't know how much time we have, but whatever sort of dead fog in the weave that was passing over last night, it looks like it's passed for now. I can hear you guys pretty clearly. Can you hear me?
Yes,
What?
yes, we can hear you.
Alright. I'm glad to hear. Are you all... It sounds like there's 5 of you. So it sounds like everybody's made it through the night. That's good. You were asking last night about the locals on the island, the Warforged?
Yeah.
So, I think I can, now that we're not gonna get broken up, the Warforged believe that these crystals, which are very important to them, and sort of fuel their whole society, they believe that if we cut Kiston off from the realm, it's gonna cut off the crystals, it's almost like a radio transmission maybe, you know, it'll break the tower, and then suddenly they'll all die or go berserk or something. There's no truth to these claims. The crystals, tests have been performed on them for centuries. They operate in other planes of existence. They operate under extreme conditions. We have no reason to believe that cutting off the island from the Warforged will cause all the Warforged in Guelmar to die or anything.
Why would they have us believe that? Why, if they aren't going to be turned off, why would they want to prevent us from turning the wheel?
Well, it's simple. It's mythology. It doesn't need to be founded in science for them to believe it to be true. And without us actually turning the island off, there's no empirical evidence that says otherwise.
We won't be friends with them anytime soon. We had a bit of a run-in with them, and...
What happened?
It didn't
Wait,
go
you had a
well.
run-in with the Warforged?
Oh yeah.
Yes.
We
We
an
had-
ambush.
a few
Those
of us
who
had
closed their
met with
eyes.
them. Yes,
The
and
Warforged could help you a lot. They have a network on the island.
Yeah, they kept referring to their motherboard or something.
Yes, they've got a sort of a secret society that operates under the eyes of the dragon, thanks to their powerful abilities. How do you think we were able to get Warforged into the caves for the previous experiments? How do you think we know about the wheel in the first place?
So you were the one who sent in the Warforged.
Of course, all of those operations were part of the Kiston Institute, the ongoing research that we've been doing on this island.
So hold on. How are they able to cloak themselves? Because that's something that we could use.
That's a bit of a mystery. I'm not a crystal expert. My field of study is the magic surrounding Kiston and the island itself. The dragons have a long connection to the crystals, and that connection is what makes the Warforged invisible to them.
And you're saying the crystals are attached to the island, correct?
The crystals come from Kiston, yes. They're found nowhere else in the world.
Say we close off the island, will any dragons be able to leave or come back?
No.
Professor, what can you tell us about the God Slayers?
Oh. You mean the... Yes, Godslayer. That's the draconic term. Who's told you about the Godslayers?
We had an encounter. We met up with Presidith.
Is Bosworth there? Bosworth told you about the Godslayers then?
Yeah,
Oh.
Bosworth told us about the Godslayers.
Give me a deception check.
Goddamn right I will.
I'll say that not on the radio. Give me a deception check, Green.
While they're chatting, can I dig into the bag and pull out one of the gems, crystal things, and like hold on to myself, push it against my body, and kind of like peer at Presidith?
He just kind of gives you a cockeyed look like, what? What are you doing?
Could I grab one of those?
Yeah. And I'll hand crystals out. I'm trying to test a theory. If they're able to do it, maybe we can figure out how to do it. We have
Green,
the crystals.
Deception check?
16.
16. Great.
Oh, well, Bosworth should know this, but Dragon Slayer isn't, or God Slayer isn't really the right term for these things. They come in all sorts of little sizes and big sizes, but generally speaking, in common, in our notes here, we refer to these guys as Tarrasques.
Would I know what a Tarrasque is?
You would probably know Tarrasque as a mythological thing, a term that comes from old prophecies and all sorts of things. But you know, you would know Tarrasque like people in the real world know the term Antichrist, right? It's thrown around sometimes, but it's not a real thing that people encounter or anything.
So you're saying on top of this island being filled with dragons and warforged who don't like us, we have baby Tarrasques running around? Is that what you're saying?
Oh, I mean, baby Tarrasques, big Tarrasques, it's all relative. That's just sort of the term that's become accepted for these things, because they are powerful. But I think, don't take this serious. These guys aren't like the Tarrasque here to end the world. That's just sort of a term that's been adopted due to their power.
Lovely.
Have you off the island?
What was that, Pluto?
Have you figured out how to get us off the island?
Yes, so we've run into some difficulties this morning. I touched base with a few other pilots at other stations on other of the orbitals, and it looks like the dragons have recently increased all of their flying patrols tenfold. The skies are thick with dragons, and if we were to send anything airborne, it would not make it to you. So we're looking at some other options, maybe a possible submersible that could appear on a coast. If we find anything else out, we'll let you know, but so far no progress on that.
I'm gonna move the mic, like, away from, the stone, away from me, and I'm gonna look at them, and I'm just gonna say, so essentially we're doing a job that we have no way out of.
I mean, wasn't that really kind of how it might have been all along? I mean, we were all thinking it.
We're trying to give you as much as we can to help you on this mission. We want this to be a success.
Why us? Who are you trying to summon?
We went over this back in that meeting room. We don't know why you. We think because there were 5 of you, and there are 5 spokes on the wheel, that's the best connection we have. Whatever connection you have to that wheel, I don't know.
Well, we might have some insight. We met with another dragon, Presidith, and he had mentioned that there were 5 others related to us in the past. He recognized our scent.
Wait, hold on. Let me write this down. You said there are 5 others?
Yes, I can't remember all their names. Edgar, Guy, Hop.
I mean, you can look up at Presidith, and Presidith will be like, oh yeah, you know, Alexei, and Murin, and Hop, and Guy, and Edgar.
Okay, so we've got 5 names, And you think that these five, they're on the island with you, or?
No, they were here centuries ago. He said that they were ancestors of us.
Eyeball it. How long ago was it that you saw our ancestors?
If I had to guess, they were here, when I was a real baby, so at least 1,000 years. You kind of lose count after the first millennium.
Sure. He says at least 1,000 years back, if not further. He said he was a really small babe.
Alright, so we've got five people were on the island 1,000 years ago. Alright, keep me updated, keep us updated. If you find anything else out, anything that might crack the code of why this is happening,
Oh,
you know,
these
there
five.
might be some insight here.
They've been to the wheel.
1,000 years?
Isn't that right, Presidith?
You're telling me...
Yeah, that's right, of course. I remember them going to the wheel.
You're telling me that the wheel's been there for 1,000 years, if not more?
I mean, yeah.
Alright. That's useful information. I'm gonna have some of our scholars take a look at that and see what we can dig up. We might be able to sort of cross-reference some of our own books about Agreer and other Kistonian events that happened 1,000 years ago or so. But this is a good start, guys. Thank you for sharing this information with me. I hope this means you can trust me a little bit more.
Might I suggest someone that your scholars can reach out to? My family may have history on my grandfather that could be useful to you.
Great. Okay, so we'll reach out to the LaCroix there. We'll see if we have anybody who can make contact with them now. You said your grandfather?
Yes, Edgar's my grandfather. He was the first of my kind.
Alright, that's good to know. We're gonna definitely make contact with the LaCroix then, see...
Hey, I hate to be the bearer of bad news, but have you guys noticed that the birds have gotten real quiet lately? Usually when the birds are around, you know that things are A-okay, but maybe we should all get in that cave.
I think we should get in the cave then.
Alright, so I'll throw all of
Yeah,
you guys
I'll go to the cave.
into the little cave there. So let me get a group stealth check from everyone.
Thimble got 21.
21 for Lorna as well.
21 and 21. Thank you.
25 for
A
green.
natural 20.
21. Wow, 20, 21, 21, 25. And you said a 3?
A
23! And after a second, you guys can hear massive wings on the wind outside. And then you can hear the thump of a creature landing in the canyon. And then roaring outside, you hear the voice.
Come out, wherever you are. Oh, don't be that way, Presidith. I know you've got them somewhere. I can smell you from 10 miles away. You can never hide from Yoptil.
I would like to cast silence on our area as a ritual.
Excellent, excellent.
I'm just gonna put a hand on Presidith's side and just kind of like hold him, like so. Don't move.
Yeah, he's shaking. You can feel him even with his massive weight. It's all
Is
shaking,
there-
all 2,000 pounds.
Is there any like cracks or anywhere that lead to like the other side of the canyon, or is
Yeah,
this
there's
just,
actually a very small hole dug out by a small blue rhino that would allow you to sort of peek out.
Yeah, well, I see.
Sure. So I'll say, Pluto, you look out that little crack here, just so you can just sort of make out, a little bit just outside. And you can tell that roughly, 20 feet away, there is a hulking creature. Take note of his size compared to the body of the Godslayer behind him.
Oh my god.
Because he's so big, you don't get a great look at him, Pluto, but you can tell that he is a black dragon, probably standing well over 50 to 60 feet tall. His feet on the bottom layer, his head well over that mid layer. This dragon is the biggest dragon you have ever caught a glimpse of on Kiston so far. And as he sort of steps around the base of the canyon, he's so big, he's almost filling up the canyon. So he doesn't have a great way to just sort of look in every crevice. He's so big. He says,
Presidith, I will give you to the count of 10 to show yourself. Or I will kill every one of your little red buddies on the island.
You do not have to do it. You stay here.
Pluto, can you give me a persuasion check? I'll give you advantage because Green is sort of holding Presidith. So you've got that
I
buddy
don't
help
think
there.
he can hear.
We are silent, so unless we're doing...
No. So does the cone of silence keep sound from getting in or just out?
The area is silent.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I put my hand on him as well and shake my head like no.
I open up the
I'll give
channel.
you... Yeah, go ahead and give me that persuasion check then, Pluto. With advantage, of course.
1. Well, you've made your choice then. But I will find you. You will not make it to that cave, and you will not make it to that wheel. Because I will be right behind you the whole way.
And he's gone.
Jeez.
Kind of pat Presidith a few more times. Try to get him to calm down.
Yeah. Eventually, you do hear the birds return, which, as we've now learned, is sort of an indicator.
Well, that was intimidating.
Look, I'll
Do
be
you
honest.
wanna- Go ahead.
He seems like kind of a dick.
That's what I was gonna say, right?
Presidith, you're scared of that guy?
Yatil's even older than me, and he's been on the island even longer. He's,
he's
if
just
they
grumpy.
call Tiamat the queen of dragons, then Yatil might as well be, well, maybe not her king, but at least like her nephew or something.
I'll tell you something. We got your back.
Yeah, with us now.
We're a team.
We're all in this together.
Well, I guess we better keep moving then. If he tracked us here, then he'll almost certainly be back.
Let's get a move on then.
And with that, I guess we can keep moving. Is there anything you guys wanted to harvest from those blue guys, by the way, before we leave?
Kyrillian.
Yeah, do they have
Yeah.
any of that sweet Kyrillium?
Someone go ahead and give me a survival check to loot the lightning beasts.
Oh, I just rolled a 19 accidentally, so I could take that.
I'll take a 19.
That was going to be my stealth roll.
Excellent.
16 for me.
All right, so then we'll say that Lorna can loot the little guy. We'll carve open the little one, and then Green, you can carve open the big one. We'll say that from the
night vision
little
goggles?
one... From the little one, you guys get 4 doses of Kyrulium, and from the big one, you only get 2.
These are explosive, right? Too.
They are. We have learned that they do sort of function on their own as little lightning bombs.
Okay.
But they can also be used to power any Kyrulium devices like the night vision goggles.
I'm gonna take my I'm gonna take 2 of my fragmentation grenades, and I'm gonna smear the Kyrulium on the outside of it, so that way when I throw it and it explodes,
It'll do double damage basically.
does
Yeah, it'll
explosive
do lightning damage
too.
and the explosive. Yeah, I'll allow it.
Would there be anything? Is there a way to? So did we harvest from the Tarask or the baby Tarask?
Yeah, I think there was 4 from the baby and 2 from the larger one, so 6 total.
Yeah.
Of cover.
Oh, should we address
right.
the whole scent thing where he can smell us?
Yeah, that's a good point.
Something that may help us, perhaps?
Maybe at least Presidith, can you mask your scent in any way?
Not really. I mean, a dragon's a dragon. What do you expect me to smell like? A rose?
I mean, if it'll help us hide, yeah.
Do you...
Can I cast
squeamish
prestidigitation
are
on
you
him?
guys? Are you
Not
guys...
very.
There are some deceased creatures in this canyon that probably don't smell like us.
Yeah,
If
and
we
I'll
were
allow
to,
you if you want to try to pocket
true.
the guts as a scent.
Sort of Walking Dead style.
Yes.
Hey Jane,
Yes.
can I do that thing where you know how bears use the bark of trees to scratch their backs and like fur and stuff?
Sure.
I'm gonna go mark a few trees. I'm gonna leave it like towards the direction we just came from, going in the other way. Yeah.
Exactly. Trying not to lead your way. Makes sense.
Yeah.
All right. So I don't think I got those stealth checks yet for us to move through the woods. Another day closer to the crystal caves.
All right.
17.
All
I'm gonna
right.
slap some guts on me, and also 18.
Same. 16 for Lorna.
For Thimble.
Sorry, what for them?
14.
14. Thank you. I need one more.
11.
Thanks, Pluto. And of course, as always, a check for Presidith. Not the greatest either. All right. So we do an okay job at getting through the woods silently. I'll say okay for now. But eventually, after a day of hiking through the jungles of Kiston, the thick of Kiston, it does start to get a little bit dark. And we'll say not night yet, but there you go. It gets a little bit dark, and you guys find yourself once again in need of maybe somewhere to stop to rest after a solid 8 hours of marching through the jungles.
Presidith, what are you thinking? You know anything around here?
Oh, well, there's not another canyon for a little while, but... Oh! I know where we are! Ooh!
He's gonna basically bound off in a direction through the woods real fast.
I chase after him.
Yeah, same.
So you guys chase Presidith. All right, now I'm gonna bring out the chase rules. So no, I'm just kidding.
No.
PTSD.
So after chasing Presidith for a little bit, you guys come out of the woods in a clearing where you can see a couple of dilapidated structures, still sort of half standing, obviously worn over with centuries and centuries of age. These things are just as much one with the nature around them as they are constructed buildings. And you follow Presidith as he bounds into the clearing over here. And he lands And eventually you guys do show up to these structures as well. And he says, I know they're not as good as a canyon, but these walls they still stand, so at least you won't be standing around in the middle of the forest.
That's fair. Do any of them have like coverings on top, or is it open from the sky?
No, they're all, whatever covered them is gone after a long way. He says, This is one of my favorite spots whenever I come to this part of the island. I can't believe we're here. Well, don't you recognize it?
Where are we?
No.
Well, this is... You don't even... Oh, that's right. Yes, I remember. Not Edgar, your little Edgar, little guy. This is where we were for a long time. This is where I lived with your great grandparents for a little bit. And with oh, that's right, there was the lady too, the scary lady with all the blood. Oh, I forgot about her. Yeah, I don't remember her name, but this was her house, I think. If I remember right, when you guys saved me, I was real scared, 'cause I thought you were gonna take me somewhere, and then you took me here, and it was okay. And this is where you guys were teaching me how to talk, and I remember this is where you guys played games with me for a little bit, and oh yeah, that's right. This is where you guys made the wheel. It was here, wasn't it? And he starts to sort of paw at the ground.
The wheel.
Yeah, I remember now.
Can I examine the walls?
Yeah, why don't you give me an
look around on
investigation
the
check,
ground?
Eldrina?
Okay. 21.
So, Eldrina, as you start to move around these old buildings, looking on the outside, the inside, you'll notice that though they aren't super ornate, in fact, they're very, very old. I mean, just the old style fashion of their construction. This is old world construction techniques. This is almost primitive, you would say. But amongst the primitive rocks and carved stones, you do see a couple of sigils drawn here and there of a hand with an eye in the middle of it, which you would recognize, being the scholar you are, as the Vecnin symbol, the old lost god of secrets. This seems to be some sort of Vecnin constructed encampment. And as you keep digging around more, Eldrina, you trip on something that seems to have just been unearthed recently, maybe in a recent rainfall or something. It's a bit muddy and on the ground. And as you lean down and you see what you've tripped over, you find a small, well-constructed box. No bigger than 2 feet in any dimension. This does not look like it was Vecnin carved. It looks a little nicer. Looks like somebody with some sort of carving tools or experience must have made it. But it's also just as old as the surrounding material. This thing must have been sitting here just as long.
So, I'm not crazy. I've done this before. I'm going to put the box down, and then I'm going to use Mage Hand to open it.
Sure. So, what about the rest of you? You guys have seen Eldrina with this box that she's stepping away from.
Stand back, everyone.
Okay. That's fine by me. I'm going to stand back behind Presidith.
You're the expert.
Do you want him to smell the box before you cast it? See if he remembers anything?
We could just ask him.
Oh, I don't know. I don't know what that is. Sorry, I don't remember. But I don't know. Maybe it belongs to you. Or your ancestors.
Does it smell funny? Like, is it something bad in it, as Pluto suggested?
It smells a lot like dirt and old wood.
Well, shall we take a look-see?
Yep.
I'm gonna step further back.
All right, Mage Hand, let's open it.
So, as the box opens up,
What's in the box? What's in the box?
as the box is opened by the magical, mysterious Mage Hand, inside, you see, just sticking out, barely. Let's see if I can get that to stand. There you go. Just sticking out at the top there, still as fresh as the day it was harvested, is a salt rock. But it looks like there's more. That's just what's sort of poking out of the top from a distance.
I use my Mage Hand to look around.
So your mage hand reveals, as it digs through the box, it pulls out some other things. Including... We'll have to find out. So thank you so much, everybody, for tuning in again tonight for another exciting session of It Came From... Kiston.